Welcome to another edition of 5 at 5, and here we are, 2 games in the Premier League season, and Arsenal have got as many Premier League points as Man United have conceded goals. And do you know what? I couldn't do this video without having a little dig, but now let's focus on the 5 things that I noticed from Arsenal 4, Leicester 2. Number 1, and that's about the temperature. I don't know if you guys noticed this, if you were watching, obviously it was a 3 PM kickoff, but around the world, if you were watching or if you were in the stadium, but the first 20 minutes, the tempo was unbelievably slow. And I thought to myself, do you know what? We might be in for a long afternoon here, because with the temperatures being so high, 30 degrees plus, clearly when they're doing water breaks in the Premier League, you know it's not normal temperatures. And it got me thinking, I don't know if they keep records for this. In this day and age, in football, they keep records for everything. But I wonder what the hottest Premier League game on record has been, where the highest temperature has been recorded. And this weekend, surely a lot of the games must have been in sort of the top 10 hottest Premier League games ever. Luckily though, that didn't impact the game, because after 20 minutes after we scored the goal, it brought the game into absolute bags of life. And that was obviously led by Jesus. But I'm not going to speak about Jesus too much today, because I did that in my match reaction yesterday. If you haven't seen my match reaction, you'll see it as the pinned comment below. Check it out. But obviously make sure you watch this video as well. And before I get on to point number 2, if you haven't subscribed and liked this video, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff right now. Number 2. Arsenal fans were serenading Jamie Vardy yesterday with "Jamie Vardy, your wife is a grass." If you don't know, just Google Wagatha Christie trial. You'll get everything you need to know. But basically, listen, that was hilarious in itself. And then he absolutely decided to dive for the grass when Ramsdale came out to challenge him on the edge of his box. And for me, it was a blatant dive. I was a bit frustrated by the referee anyway, because I felt like in the first half, especially, the referee kind of let Leicester get away with quite a lot. And I wasn't surprised at all when he gave them that penalty, even though to the naked eye, it didn't look like a penalty to me from my positioning in the ground. But what frustrated me, after the referee went to VAR, checked it, and then chalked the penalty off, surely he should have gone back to Jamie Vardy and given him a yellow card for the dive. What do you think? Put it in the comments below. Was that a blatant dive? Should the ref have gone back and booked Jamie Vardy? And does anyone have a reason as to why he didn't do that? For me, blatant cheating. And also, Jamie Vardy, thank you very much for the assist. Number 3, I want to talk about Arsenal's central midfield options. Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, and maybe just Youri Tielemans. So let's start with Thomas Partey. I didn't think he was very good yesterday. I thought there were some nice moments, but he was very, very sloppy. A pass completion rate of only 69%. Now, if you didn't know that pass completion rate before I just said it, I'm sure you weren't expecting 69%. In a game where I felt like, we're not up against the very best in the league, he should be doing significantly better than that. And someone like Zinchenko, who had such a good game and can also play central midfield, he had a pass completion in the 90%. Now, for me, Thomas Partey has got to be better than that. It was a poor game. It was quite sloppy. And then you look at Granit Xhaka's performance yesterday. Granit Xhaka playing in this more advanced role, it seems to me like it really, really suits him. When you look at Granit Xhaka's game in numbers from yesterday, it's not that impressive. It's not like he won loads of duels, loads of recoveries, interceptions, tackles, this, that, the other. But ultimately, he did get an assist and he did get a goal. And you know what, to be honest with you, it's that sort of spot where he scored the goal where I'm expecting Martin Ødegaard to pop up. But instead, it was actually Granit Xhaka that got into a lot of advanced roles yesterday. For me, this is obviously a very tactical, very intentional decision from Mikel Arteta. And I feel like it takes away from the frustrations that we have in Granit Xhaka's game and his frailties in his defensive side of the game. And it seems to really, really suit him. What do you think of Granit Xhaka in this more advanced position? Granit Xhaka's 29 years old, right? So, he might not be the long-term solution. The long-term solution could be Youri Tielemans. And yesterday, I was expecting a big performance from him, because you've seen many a club sign a player off the back of what they've done against their club. And I thought Tielemans had the opportunity yesterday to really mark his performance with, some real quality, and he just didn't do that. He actually seemed a little bit disinterested, and I thought it was very interesting that he got substituted off. I also saw really negative body language around the Leicester team, none more so than Wesley Fofana. A second half mix-up with him and his goalkeeper Ward. His body language was all over the shop, and you contrast that with how Ramsdale treated Saliba after the own goal. And we know how much Ramsdale hates not getting his clean sheet, but he was consoling Saliba and encouraging him. And Fofana and Ward, boy, the body language was awful. I think Fofana will be out the door, and I really would not be surprised if we see Tielemans as an Arsenal player. And as you know, the Arsenal fans were chanting, Youri Tielemans, we'll see you next week. Watch this space for that one. Number 4, and the whole point of this 5 at 5, right, is to not talk about the blatantly obvious that everyone noticed. This is just to scratch the surface a little bit and look at moments in the game that either impacted the game or actually tell you something about this squad. And there was one moment in the 87th minute that I just thought, you know what, we'll go completely unappreciated. I wouldn't even be surprised if the pundits on Sky Sports and BT Sport and that sort of thing, even they won't pick up on it, but it told me everything I needed to know in terms of just how much this team are playing for the manager and how well the manager has been able to do with this team and making sure that they do the right things. 87th minute, Leicester have a counter-attack. And I'm watching it in the North Bank, Leicester attacking into the clock end, and I see Xhaka, Martin Ødegaard and Emil Smith-Rowe absolutely busting a gut to run back and to make sure that they're getting back in their right positions. Now, Emil Smith-Rowe as a substitute, as a young player, you'd think he's going to have bags of energy. You'd expect him to do that potentially. That's what he's been sent on to do. But Ødegaard and Granit Xhaka, they've been playing 87 minutes at this point, and they are literally sprinting along with Smith-Rowe. And it is that work rate, that level of dedication and doing the right thing that makes a good team potentially get to a great team. Without that work rate, it's just not going to happen. And you know what? That is the manager. That is the manager that gets the players doing these things. Because you know what? In football, it's very easy to do the things that you know are going to appear on your highlight reel. Very easy to do the things that you know you're going to get loads of credit for. They're going to be replayed. The pundits are going to show them and you'll get loads of plaudits. It's actually very difficult to do the really, really hard yards that no one's going to notice and no one's going to appreciate. And you know what? For me, that was a very, very telling moment just in terms of the desire, the work rate, the discipline and the sincerity in their performance for the manager. Really, really good sign. And if we carry on working that hard and being that honest in our performances, this is going to be a very exciting season. Number 5, listen. Gabriel Jesus did really well. Martinelli did really well. There was a lot of players that did really well. But you know who did brilliantly as well? The fans. The home fans were superb yesterday. Usually in the North Bank, there's only one block that stands up all game. Yesterday, it was the entire North Bank. It was brilliant. Really good atmosphere from the North Bank. Everyone was standing up. Another thing that I absolutely loved was the response to William Saliba. Not just from Ramsdale, like I mentioned earlier, but from the whole crowd. No one complained, no one got on his back. Everyone was just getting behind William Saliba and reacted to it so positively. I loved seeing that. That was brilliant, brilliant support. And then also what really helped was the fact that the Arsenal players didn't give any time for the game to start looking like it was in doubt. Every time Leicester scored, we went and scored instantly. That was very crucial as well. But maybe that's led based by the way the fans have reacted to those moments when we've gone down a goal. Straight away, we were backing our team. And no one epitomised that brilliant support more than Ashburton Army. These are a bunch of guys in the clock end, lower tier, who were absolutely sensational yesterday. They've taken a big effort to fundraise, to get people to contribute together so they can do TIFO displays. And listen, yeah, they're going to start small, but as they get bigger and more recognition, hopefully even the club will be able to help them and support them in what they're trying to achieve. But they had a massive, massive impact on the atmosphere, and the clock end was absolutely brilliant. I could even tell from the North Bank that they were shirts off, singing in the sunshine, having a great time, getting behind the team. And you know what? You have to respect them. It's a brilliant initiative. So my hat's off to you, Ashburton Army. You're doing a great job, and the atmosphere is having a big, big impact on the Arsenal team. And hopefully it will continue to do that all season long. That's my 5 at 5 done. Thank you very much for watching as usual. Is there anything that I missed? Is there anything that you disagree with? Put it in the comments below. Please make sure you hit subscribe, like, all of that stuff. And I'll see you next time, where hopefully we'll have 9 points and Man United playing Liverpool will have 9 goals conceded. Fingers crossed. See you next time.